Paris Saint-Germain were looking for a confidence-boosting win ahead of the second leg of their Champions League last 16 tie with Bayern Munich. They welcomed Nantes to the Parc des Princes on Saturday evening. It was business as usual for the champions in the early stages, who would find themselves 2-0 up in 17 minutes. First, Lionel Messi turned in Nuno Mendes' deflected low cross to open the scoring, his 13th league goal of the campaign. Then the unfortunate Joen Hadjam would bundle the ball into his own net after Alban Lafont had stopped a Mendes shot. An awkward one to deal with for the teenager, with Nouri Mukiele waiting behind him. Not one he'll want to watch back. Canaries, though, produced an impressive comeback to beat high-flying Lens in the Coupe de France on Wednesday. They would battle their way back into this game too. Just after the half-hour mark, Ludovic Blas surprising home keeper Gianluigi Donnarumma with a cross-come shot from the left that beat the Italian at his near post. On great form during last weekend's Classique, a disappointing goal to concede for Donnarumma. And the visitors then drew level 7 minutes before half-time when Ignatius Ganago stole in front of Marquinhos at the near post to head in from a corner. Often a thorn in the Parisian side, Ganago becomes the second player to score in 5 different league games against Paris during the Qatari era. 2-2 at the break, Paris creating more work for themselves, not for the first time in recent weeks, but also not for the first time in recent weeks. They would successfully complete said work, retaking the lead on the hour mark when Danilo Pereira headed in Kylian Mbappe's cross from close range. Injured Neymar, all smiles, watching on in the crowd. After his record equaling 200th goal in Rouge et Bleu last time out, it looked like Mbappe might have to wait to become the club's all-time top scorer. But then, in stoppage time, he collected a ball in the box with his back to goal, turned and fired into the bottom corner. Win secured and record secured. Number 201, moving past Edinson Cavani. Kylian Mbappe is now the outright all-time top scorer for PSG. Remain clear at the summit. Marseille looked to keep the gap to the champions at 8 points, and they travelled to take on a Rennes side also in the fight for a European spot. It was the hosts who produced most of the chances in the first half. Amin Gouiri coming the closest when he saw an effort crash back off the crossbar. Carl Lopez was on his toes to deny Arnaud Kalimwendo shortly after. So Rennes continued to push forwards, but failed to make their opportunities count. Igor Tudor looking for a reaction from his players. It will continue to be one-way traffic. Gouiri this time picking out Carl Toko Ikambi, Cameroonian only able to find the side netting. Then after the restart, Owen would get one opportunity and they would take it. A quick free kick straight from the training ground. Rongier to Under to Kolasinac to the net. His 4th of the campaign when he'd scored just once in the previous 4 years. Owen would hang on to the lead, grinding out a narrow win to bounce back from a tough week. Rennes will be frustrated, but remain in the top 5. As well, we're hoping to end a 10-match winless run at home when they hosted a Monaco side coming into the match after a painful 3-0 loss in the Côte d'Azur derby. They got off to the perfect start. Romanique Kouame dribbling between 2 Monegasque players, and then from the edge of the area, hammering the ball past Alexander Nubel. First goal of the season for the Ivorian, just the 4th of his career. You wouldn't know that from the way he took the opener. ESTAC held on to their lead valiantly, but their resistance would finally fall in the final 10 minutes. Good strength from Bouillambolo, finding Wissam Ben Yedder in the middle. First attempt blocked, but the captain able to simply pass the equaliser into the net. Of course, straight back to the centre circle. And a matter of seconds later, Ben Yedder would complete his side's turnaround. Golovin on the right-hand side, his cross into the middle, coming off Gallon, and then turned in by Ben Yedder. The 16th of the season for the forward. Joint 2nd place on the scoring charts. But this tale of twists and turns wasn't over just yet. There was a sting in the tail for Monaco. The 91st minute, Abdou Conte with the ball, and Ike Ugbo heading home. 3 goals in 10 minutes, 2-2. Perhaps an important point for Troyes, stopping the rot at least. Nantes came into their Derby du Nord with Lille on a poor run of form and had seen them lose their place on the podium. The hosts were rewarded for a strong start with the opening goal 4 minutes before the interval. Angelo Fulgini's free kick delivery from the left headed into his own net by José Fonte. Misjudgment by the Lille captain. LOSC head coach Paulo Fonseca was serving a suspension, watching from the stands, but whatever assistant Thiago Leal said at half-time, his side produced a much improved showing in the second half and found an equaliser in the 69th minute. After a bit of a scramble. First Bomba denied, then Cabella, but Bomba nodding the ball down, and who else to finish the job but Jonathan David, also scoring his 16th of the season from close range. The match's Eden Hazard as the club's top scorer in the 21st century, as the draw keeps Lens 6 points ahead of Lille. Informed Nice were aiming to extend their unbeaten run in the league to 9 games when they welcomed relegation-threatened AUXERRE to the Allianz. AUXERRE were 20 points and 9 places worse off than Nice at kick-off, but it was they who broke the deadlock. Gauthier Ain firing between Kasper Schmeichel's legs to grab the opener and perhaps continue their recent recovery. Dante making a mess of an attempted tackle. And AJACCIO capitalising. He's had a gilt-edged chance to draw level shortly before the break when Kefren Thuram was fouled during a foray into the box. Gaëtan Laborde stepping up, but Ionut Radu saving his penalty. Reigning keeper with another strong performance, a revelation since joining on loan from Inter Milan in January. Aiglon would find an equaliser though. Laborde almost immediately making amends. Jordan Lotomba on the right with a cross. And Laborde with a bullet header to find the equaliser. Neither side able to find a winner in the second half. So another important point for AJACCIO. Diga remains undefeated, but his side's charge towards Europe is slowed down for now. Nantes likely fancied their chances of stretching their astonishing unbeaten domestic run to 18 matches when they played host to struggling Ajaccio. Without an away victory at Reims since 2008, held firm for a long time, if occasionally riding their luck. Marshall Menezzi rattling the post with a powerful strike after a misplaced clearance by keeper Benjamin Loire. The dam would finally break, and in dramatic circumstances, in the 95th minute, Reims desperate for a late chance. Junior Ito laying it back for Jens Kajustek, who rifled home a brilliant winner to claim all 3 points. The Swede, the coolest man in the stadium. Still, nobody can beat Will Still. Reims earned their 5th straight clean sheet and rise to 8th in the table. Lyon were looking to make it 3 straight wins across all competitions when they hosted a Lorient side who've been hit and missed since the turn of the year. They had their goalkeeper Vito Manone to thank for keeping them in the game. Numerous important saves would ultimately earn his side a point in the face of a torrent of shots on target. 2 second-half headers, probably the pick of the bunch. First from Maxence Cacare. And then Corentin Tolisso. Ball played about, switched to the left. And a reaction save from a point-blank header, pushed onto the post by Manone. So a frustrating game for Lyon, ends without a goal. Oh well, not only missed the opportunity to move up to 8th, but slipped down to 10th. Toulouse were attempting to respond to back-to-back league defeats when they welcomed Clermont to the southwest. For the most part, this was a game defined by poor finishing, and Zakaria Abouklal produced perhaps the worst miss of the game. After doing well to get on the end of a cross, the Moroccan blazed his effort wide from only a few yards out. He took a special strike to finally break the deadlock. It was Clermont who supplied it, avoiding the unwanted history of failing to score in 3 consecutive top-flight away matches for the first time in the process. Saïf-Eddine Kawi, the hero, curling a marvellous effort from outside the box into the top corner to give his side a narrow victory. Finally, Clermont rediscover winning ways. 3 points moves them above Toulouse into 11th. Montpellier were aiming to continue their climb away from the relegation zone when they hosted bottom of the table Angers, and this would prove to be another tough day at the office for SCO, and particularly their travelling fans, and see their team fall behind inside 2 minutes. Wahbi KHAZRI lurking at the back post, able to hammer the ball in off the underside of the bar. Number 99 with the 96th goal of his club career. And the lead was soon doubled after a clumsy challenge from Ilyes Shetty on Nourdin, resulted in a spot kick for the hosts. That provided Téji Savanier with a chance from the penalty spot, and he of course duly accepted. Paul Bernardoni sent the wrong way, back from suspension and straight back on the score sheet. Having been instrumental in the creation of the opener, Mawassa was soon in on the goal-scoring act himself, putting away Montpellier's third just before half-time, and placing the game beyond any reasonable doubt. Goals in back-to-back games for the Club Rouge Lyonnais. It didn't take long for a goal after the restart either, not quite as fast, around 5 minutes this time. Nice play, and Talisman Savanier there to fire home his second of the match, his side's fourth. Things got worse still as frustration boiled over, and captain Nabil Bentaleb earned himself a red card. And unsurprisingly, substitute Elié capitalised on the numerical advantage. Quite bizarre moment as the ball rolled along the touchline with no Angers player seemingly interested in claiming possession. Wahbi didn't have to be asked twice though, stormed down the wing and found the bottom corner. Montpellier move up to 13th. SCO's 10 points at this point of the season is the joint worst in the top flight's history. Strasbourg and Brest met at Le Meno with the hosts sat in 15th and the visitors 18th, so a match that would likely be seen as a relegation 6-pointer come season's end. 4 points from their previous 2 games had moved Le Racing out of the relegation zone. They nearly carried that momentum on as a Frédéric Guibert free kick crashed against the upright. Brest weathered an early storm though and would make the most of a breakaway late in the half. Franck Honorat producing a powerful strike into the bottom corner. Matzels beaten at the far post as Honorat notched up his 4th goal of the season. The hosts desperately searched for an equaliser and came agonisingly close again as Marco Bizot produced a brilliant stop from a Habib Diallo header late on. Les Pirates claim a crucial 3 points that moves them clear of the bottom 4 up to 15th and above Strasbourg. Just 23 goals in all across the 10 games, with almost half of those coming from just the PSG Nantes and Montpellier Angers games, whilst 3 away teams scraped 1-0 wins. Marseille's 1-0 away win sees them keep pace with PSG at the top and stretch their advantage to the rest of the top 5, with every team below them down to 7th, dropping points. Still just 3 points covers 15th to 19th, but the order changes again, with Brest escaping the drop zone, while Strasbourg are now only outside it courtesy of goal difference. Les Pirates will do well to hang on to that spot, with matchday 27 seeing them face a visit from the champions. Racing also have a tricky fixture though, with a trip to OM in the weekend's final game.